What's going on YouTube? This is Joey Boy, and today I'm going to be doing a live narration of a Smogon Tour game. This is week 5 of a Black and White OU Smogon Tour, round 5, excuse me. And this is Blue against Valkyries. Blue is going to be leading off with Garchomp, while Valkyrie leads off with Scizor. Valkyries might want to scout for the Fire Blast, because it looks like this is going to be just the lead Garchomp from Blue, which is usually a Stealth Rock setter. And it will have a dragon move, a ground move, and then either, usually, between Swords Dance and Fire Blast. Now if it has Fire Blast, Blue can take out Valkyrie's Scizor right off the bat, which would be great for Blue, bad for Valkyries. For Valkyries to lead off with Scizor, I have to think that maybe it's a Choice Band set. I can't imagine you start off with a Swords Dancer. I can't imagine you would want to lead with that, so maybe he was just hoping to get some momentum with U-turn. Blue taking his time to decide, and he will just reveal he's just the Earthquake, and Valkyries gets a critical hit U-turn, which is, that sucks. That sucks for Blue, for sure, because I have to imagine that was Blue's Stealth Rock setter, and Stealth Rocks are vital. They really, really are. Valkyries is just going to U-turn out into Ninetales, which is interesting. They did not reveal teams to us before this game started, so we are looking at this game blind as of team preview. But we now know Valkyries is running Sun with Scizor, maybe harkening back to the days of Vault Turn Sun with Genesect. So that critical hit U-turn for Blue was definitely huge. Especially against the Sun team, because Stealth Rocks are especially solid against Sun, since Ninetales is super effective and they tend to carry other Pokemon who take a lot from Stealth Rock damage. And Garchomp is really just a great weapon against Sun in general. Not only does it set up Stealth Rocks, but it's just a solid answer to a lot of Pokemon on common Sun teams. So that was definitely a big, and here we go. Blue is going to be leading off with, or sending out Breloom, which can potentially outspeed this Ninetales if it's not running a lot of speed EVs. Though, I should say, it's very common for Ninetales to run enough speed to outspeed Jolly Brelooms, which leads me to believe that Blue is using a Focus Sash Breloom. Excuse me. And that means his team archetype is looking more and more like the common hyper-offensive team that has been going around the last couple weeks, which is Garchomp, Breloom, Scizor, Volcarona, Dragonite, and Starmie. And we do see here that Blue is running the Focus Sash Breloom, which means he will be able to sleep that Ninetales. He probably was hoping to sleep something else, something more important in this match. Ninetales probably isn't going to play too big of a role in this game. It does check Volcarona, which I suppose is good for Blue to eliminate one check. But considering Valkyries is running a Sun team, he probably has something. I mean, a lot of Sun teams will run Heatran. Focus Sash Dugtrio is a pretty good check to Volcarona, considering it can live any one hit and take out Volcarona with a Rock type move. Which means, and here we go, we have a double switch. Valkyries goes back into Scizor, while Blue will reveal his Starmie, which is now half of Blue's team is in fact that standard hyper-offensive team, which can tell us quite a lot. It probably means he is running the entire hyper-offensive team. Scizor, I'm not actually sure on the calc for this. Starmie may be able to take Scizor out with a Life Orb Hydro Pump, even though it's in the Sun, just because Life Orb Hydro Pump is just that strong coming from Starmie. I don't know the damage calc for this. I have a feeling though that Blue might be able to take out Scizor. And okay, he reveals the Thunder, which is it's a bit risky on Blue's part, because I'm pretty sure, I always seem to get this mixed up, but I'm pretty sure that Thunder does have 50% accuracy in Sun, which, I mean, 50% is a is a large gamble in a game like Pokemon, where moves like Stone Edge, which have 80%, can be so unreliable. So Blue is going to be able to take out Valkyrie's Scizor, which is good because that will, if Blue is indeed running this hyper-offensive team, then that means Scizor could have potentially revenge killed Dragonite if Dragonite's multiscale was broken and enough passive damage had been done. So Valkyries is going to go into Venusaur, which is going to be a pretty big threat to Blue's team. Volcarona can check it because Valkyries has yet to set up Stealth Rocks, and Volcarona can live any one hit from Venusaur. Unless it sets up to +2, in which case I think a Life Orb Sludge Bomb will take Volcarona out. Gonna have to wonder what Blue does here. Again, I'm fairly sure he is running the hyper-offensive team. We have not had full confirmation on that, but he is running 3 of the 6 Pokemon, at least. So he will go into Volcarona, who is probably the best check to Venusaur on his team at the moment, not wanting to break Dragonite's multiscale just yet. And this will threaten the Venusaur out, unless this Venusaur has Sleep Powder and wants to try and send this Volcarona to sleep, although, again, that is a risky play on Valkyrie's part. If Valkyrie has the Dugtrio or the Heatran, he might reveal it here to try and take out this Volcarona. Since his Ninetales is slept, and wow, interesting play. Blue not wanting to risk his Volcarona going to sleep will go into Breloom, but now Venusaur has set up a growth pretty much for free. Wow, that's gonna be hard to come back from. Obviously, he does have Dragonite, who will be able to check the Venusaur, considering it can live any hit with multi-scale. Has the Lumberry in case Valkyries is still holding the Sleep Powder close to his chest, and most likely has the Fire Punch to take out Venusaur. So Blue definitely still has a check to this Venusaur. If he has the Dragonite, we'll more than likely be seeing it here, but no. Blue does reveal he has the Alakazam, which means his team is not quite the standard hyper-offensive team. He will reveal the Alakazam, which of course is Focus Sash, and will be able to take this Venusaur out with a Psychic, as it does. Alakazam is such an awesome Pokemon in this metagame because it is such a great stop to so many Pokemon. So Valkyries is going to reveal his Donphan here, which is more likely going to have the Ice Shard to take out this Alakazam, or it will be able to live any one hit from Alakazam, even with a crit, thanks to Donphan's Sturdy, and will be able to take out Alakazam with something like an Earthquake. So we're going to see here Valkyries is going to go right for the Ice Shard as Blue brings in his Starmie. Starmie, a great switch-in for this Donphan. Even in the sun, Starmie will have some kind of move to hit this Donphan really hard, and can also spin away any entry hazards that Donphan wants to get down, such as Stealth Rocks, which will really hinder Blue's team. Even if it's just Volcarona who needs those rocks off, it will be a big help if he can keep him off. So Valkyries is going to reveal the Heatran here. It's interesting that he did not go into the Heatran when Blue brought out his Volcarona. I guess maybe Blue, considering that both players know the opponent's team, maybe that was why Blue went for that double switch, or the switch into Breloom against the Venusaur, because he was anticipating Valkyries to bring in his Heatran. So we have Heatran in on Starmie. Starmie, again, its water type move is being neutered by this sun, and we see here Blue is going to go right for the Hydro Pump, which does just about 40%, while Heatran will retaliate with Lava Plume, which is about 40%. And Blue probably just wants to get as much damage off on this Heatran as possible, because it is such a full stop to his Volcarona. So I would have to imagine he's going to Hydro Pump again, just because he can beat this Heatran one-on-one as long as Hydro Pump does not miss. Valkyries probably knows this and is going to want to play accordingly, Based on what Valkyrie's last 2 Pokemon are, I don't think we've seen either of those. Oh no, of course we have seen Heatran. So there we go. Blue is able to get that second Hydro Pump hit in, and Valkyrie's is going to get the burn with Lava Plume. That doesn't matter too much. I mean, Starmie was probably going to be going down the next turn anyway if it missed the Hydro Pump. This does mean that this will be a double down if Blue can hit this last Hydro Pump. And he is going to go right. He's going to go for the Ice Beam to just get off a little more guaranteed damage as Heatran sets up the Stealth Rocks, which really sucks for Blue as now his spinner is gone. Blue's going to go into Alakazam, though, to revenge this Heatran. But of course now Stealth Rocks are on the field permanently as Blue lost his Starmie, which means his Volcarona will be coming in at significantly less health. And of course Blue does take out the Heatran there with Alakazam's Psychic. So Valkyries has Donphan, a Sleeping Ninetales, and one more Pokemon, if I remember correctly. Yes. And Blue has Alakazam at 1%. It will be able to be taken out by this Donphan if he does not react accordingly. He also has, of course, the Volcarona. Will be coming in at 39%, still a fair amount of HP. And one more Pokemon we have not seen. So both players have one more Pokemon in reserve that we don't know. Of course, the players do know their last Pokemon, of course, because of Team Preview, which we did not get to see. Blue taking his time here. He's probably wondering if he wants to sack Alakazam just yet against this Donphan's Ice Shard, which will pretty assuredly be coming. And we do see he's going to go into Volcarona, as Ice Shard just does 9%. Of course, I believe Donphan's Earthquake would be able to take out this Volcarona in one hit, but most Volcarona these days have been running Giga Drain, which we will see from Blue, which will take a whole bunch of health from Donphan. Gonna let Volcarona live this Earthquake with 3%. Of course, now Ice Shard will be able to take out this Volcarona, but Volcarona has done a hefty chunk of damage to this Donphan. Blue is just going to sack the Volcarona to the Ice Shard as he brings in his Scizor, which is likely a Swords Dance variant, and it is indeed Swords Dance, which means Blue is going to live Donphan's Earthquake while setting up to +2. Let's think. I'm not sure. Now, this Scizor could be Life Orb, in which case I do think it takes out Donphan with the plus, or maybe it's the Flying Gem variant with Acrobatics. It did outspeed Donphan, which means he doesn't have to necessarily rely on Bullet Punch to take out this Donphan. We could be seeing either an Acrobatics here, or Bug Bite, or Superpower even. Blue taking his time, deciding on his move. Valkyries is most definitely... he might just be going for the Ice Shard to get off a little more damage on this Scizor, or he might be going for the Earthquake, either predicting Blue to overpredict, or anticipating his Donphan living the next move and being able to knock out Scizor with the Earthquake. So we will be getting a decision in the next couple seconds. Blue is letting his timer run down quite a lot, really taking the time to decide, and he will go for the Bullet Punch, and we do see his Scizor is in fact Life Orb, and Valkyries will reveal his final Pokemon, which is Latias, and wow, it's going to be the defensive variant, and definitely packing some health, and it will live the +2 Life Orb Bullet Punch, and there we go, that is going to be GG. So what you saw there, Scizor was not able to take out this Latias even close, and then Alakazam fired off a Signal Beam to try and take out this Latias. Latias unfortunately lived with 1%, letting it take out Alakazam with its Dragon Pulse. Of course, if Alakazam had been able to take out Latias, it would have had to get through Ninetales. I believe that would have been something like a 3-hit KO, so as long as Ninetales' sleep counter was high enough, Blue still had a shot at winning that game, but unfortunately Signal Beam was not able to take out Latias, and Valkyries is going to take this win for the Smogon Tour. So there you guys go. I hope you enjoyed this live narration of the Smogon Tour game. And if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.